let's talk Lisa Frankenstein. Diablo Cody promises a Frankenstein movie with this one, and that is exactly what we get. The film has a juxtaposition of pastel suburban malaise and innocent gothic teen romance reminiscent of Edward Scissorhands. It has the murderous, witty spirit of Heathers and the supernatural bent of several teen movies, most specifically reminding of Cody's own Jennifer's Body. It's a real Frankenstein monster of different elements, and she seems to be combining these things gleefully in what is a fantastically funny movie. Just Zelda Williams, daughter of the late great Robin Williams, she couldn't have picked a more scattershot movie to try and make her directorial debut with. The film is a hoot of 80s nostalgia with grosser, meaner wit, which makes it better than most of the comedies these days. Just don't think too hard in trying to make it coherent. The film follows a frizzy-haired teen outcast of the late 1980s named Lisa, played by Ant-Man's Kathryn Newton. She comes from a traumatic past and, hoping to move on, her father has remarried and moved them both to a pastel hellhole of suburban cheerfulness. A brainy introvert who prefers the film work of Méliès and the old monster films of old rather than a high school party, the girl is consistently misunderstood. No wonder she seems to enjoy spending most of her free time in the cemetery, where the bust of some dreamy-looking 19th century dude adorns a headstone coincidentally reading Frankenstein. Lisa not only wishes she could have lived in that time period, but also that she could meet the guy she so lovingly looks upon, which a fortuitous bolt of lightning allows her to do. He's a growling, groaning, lurching monster played by Riverdale's Cole Sprouse as a sort of goth innocent out of a Tim Burton film. He plays the piano, he's attentive to her needs, and cutely groans through as she dresses him in modern day clothes. Is a romance blooming? Since she also seems to like her hunky high school yearbook editor, it's hard to tell. Yet a scene featuring a rendition of an REO Speedwagon song hints at the beautiful music they could make. But Frankenstein needs a few upgrades and a definitive makeover, which is where the film suddenly, and not altogether convincingly, becomes one of those high school murder comedies. Lisa uses him to get rid of people making her life miserable, and she in turn chops off some of their body parts and sews them onto her monster using a malfunctioning tanning bed in her family garage in the rebuilding process. Lisa's jump to full-scale murderer is a big narrative leap, and it's hard to tell where she's getting her newfound confidence from, as she keeps arriving at school in outfits that mirror a late 80s Madonna. There's also moments where the film seems to have something more to say about dealing with high school life and death and grief, yet the movie is too unfocused to really make any of that matter. The thing is, when it does lean into the fantasy of the storyline, it's better than it first appears. Williams makes sure that many of the deaths have a tinge of comic humility, and Cody is not only good at crafting smart characters, but also razor-sharp dialogue at times. A supporting cast of purely deplorable people helps the deaths go down easier. Carla Gugino and Liza Soberano plays Lisa's ice queen stepmom and vapid stepsister. They're doing great work here. As for Lisa, not much of the character makes sense, but Newton owns a kind of punk rock, anti-establishment attitude, which occasionally fools us into thinking that the movie is about more than it is. Everything from the clothes, the hair, the music, the aesthetic is kind of an 80s exaggeration, even the throwback nature of the horror comedy itself. It's all kind of kitschy, basically, which isn't such a bad thing when it's also quirky and fun at the same time, which is why I'm giving this movie a B, guys. But that is my opinion, guys. I'd love to hear yours. Let me know down below there. Also, if you could, click that like button, click that subscribe button. I hope to see you back here next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.